something. Like, hello, like, Mr. H. Hello, Mr. H. Mr. M. Mr. M. This is about to go. This is about really to go. Left. Really if you don't pull this right now. Everyone's stupid. Everyone's stupid. So now.
It's better to die than to give away your respect, your honor, and your property.
There are calls to boycott clothing giant H&M after it advertised a black child in a hoodie with the words "coolest monkey in the jungle." H&M has now taken down the image and apologized. However, that has not stopped a large row, the brand now being labeled as racist.
So LeBron James has now jumped in along with The Weeknd and Puffy, among other celebrities who were slamming H&M for that racist ad. You saw the picture? Yes. I'm like, how could people be so foolish? Really? And where are his parents? Tell
people have been displaced. People have been deprived of their own traditional way of life, so that the land can be taken away from them and be given to foreign companies who are going to supply cottons and other products like what the Omo agro industry is doing to H&M. And so this is completely unethical, and the world should be informed.
If you don't mind, I want to veer off point for a quick second, Max and Molly, by saying this on a very, very serious note. LeBron James, even though he had an awful night last night, I'm going to get a bit personal here and applaud the king and let him, LeBron James, and everybody know that I'd stand with him 1,000%. If you go to his Instagram page, you will see him commenting about an H&M advertisement where you got a little black kid wearing a shirt, calling himself the coolest monkey in the jungle. LeBron James spoke out about that. Snoop Dogg spoke out about that, and I want to let the world know I stand with both of them 1,000%. That was incredibly incendiary and insulting, and H&M should be ashamed of himself for even allowing something like that to happen. If you don't mind, I want to veer off point for a quick second, Max and Molly, by saying this on a very, very serious note.
So when you talk about the rapes and exploitation of people and human rights abuses, which at the Oakland Institute we have widely covered, we have had our researchers on the ground talking to communities, documenting. There's a whole series of reports that are available which show it is not some make-believe story or just a story from the opposition. This is the reality on the ground.
There. Oh, ninja. Yeah, ninja.
But what we saw with villagization in Gambella and elsewhere is that villagization was done through force. You were forced to move by the military to those villages. If you refused to move, you were arrested, you were beaten, you were threatened. And that caused thousands of people to flee Gambella into South Sudan and into Kenya.
you know, young man, you might have booked this job, but this is a job we're not going to take. Or maybe they photoshopped him in this. Like maybe it started out where he was wearing like a black t-shirt or something like that, or a white t-shirt or something regular. And maybe they photoshopped. I don't know. All I'm saying, the coolest monkey in the jungle is not cool. I don't even like the word monkey.
We've seen throughout the country that anyone that expresses any kind of frustration or any kind of dissent against government is arrested, is threatened, is intimidated, and that has caused tens of thousands of people to flee the country of their birth. The last elections in 2010, they won 99.6% of the seats. So obviously there's not really much of a functioning democracy. The opposition has been completely decimated.
You mean the one right now?
Yes, and the other one that came out.
So I know there is one right now, and yeah, I'm not gonna say it, you said it, but one thing we have to remember, and I might get skewered for this, is those choices are not necessarily the CEO of H&M. It could be 8 people on a set, or one buyer buying something, giving it to a person on a set, and those couple of people ruin a company's reputation. It's kind of like a pizza company, and some fool is gonna put a mouse on top of pizza that's in the one shop out of thousands upon thousands of shops that are around the world, and now the whole company is coming down because of this one person. So we have to remember that and try to get to the root of who the hell put that sweatshirt on that beautiful black baby. Who put it on him? Not who made it, who put it on him. That's the person to really focus on. And then who printed that shit, right? Not necessarily CEO, but who are these people that did that? And I would love for us to, try to get deeper into the who, not the what.
Marketing fail. H&M puts a black child in a hoodie that reads, "I'm the coolest monkey in the jungle," and the white child is the survival expert. And now Fox are pretending like they don't know the black children have long been racially characterized as monkeys.
The H&M is just irony. I highly doubt they were like, let's put the monkey hoodie on the baby like y'all making it seem.
There's a white supremacist who works for H&M who thought it was funny to make a black boy model a hoodie that said, "Coolest monkey in the jungle."
H&M is not an American company. Non-native brands do not have to be familiar with USA's or other countries' historical conflicts. No one has to do background research for advertising a simple hoodie.
Y'all can feel how y'all feel about the H&M hoodie situation. I thought the hoodie was cute. Sue me.
They've got a little black boy in a monkey hoodie. Of course it's offensive, but it's so obvious. I'm hysterical over the lack of awareness by H&M.
We discuss whether the ad is racially insensitive with Luke Gittos, a law editor of Spiked magazine, and Remy Fadari from Models of Diversity.
The whole issue is with this advertising campaign, it's an advertising campaign that it's international, it's an international campaign, and it's so obvious that if you're going to use a connotation like monkey, whether a child is a monkey and you're going to choose a black child for the campaign and a white child as a survivor of the jungle, that it's not going to have connotations. It's ridiculous to think it's not going to have any connotations whatsoever.
I think it's a really sad day. I think what has happened is the word monkey has been used because this boy is a child, and the word monkey is used to describe children of all races because they're cheeky and mischievous, and you can see this across children's clothes for children of all races, and this was part of a jungle-themed clothing line. The idea that this was somehow racially malevolent, I think, is utterly ludicrous.
I'm so disappointed by this campaign. I've seen what H&M do. They always use a mix of models, but this is really it's ill-timed to say the least, is what this campaign is. It's really badly thought out by a board of white directors, because even if there's that opinion that it's just...
That came out about a little black kid wearing something on his hoodie that says "Coolest Monkey in the Jungle."
Is that racist?
You guys did hear about this, obviously,
yes. Is that racist, Theo?
I don't think so. I think this was an accident, and I think at a certain point that we have to stop saying that everything is racist. It's like, it's almost starting to be, for me, the boy who cried wolf. It's like, I don't look at this and think that this is racist. If someone does look at it and they say, oh, this is racist.
You're racist.
Then you're racist.
I didn't even have that thought in my mind. When my girl showed me this, I'm like, okay, what's wrong with this hoodie? She's like, it says monkey on it. I'm like, oh, but he's not a monkey. She's like, well, that's racist. I'm like, if you think of black people as monkeys, it is.
Right.
And back in the day, people referred to them that, but I don't come from that culture. I don't come from that background. So when I see it, I'm like, oh, that's a cute little black boy, the coolest monkey in the jungle. And then some white kid with a shitty haircut that says
from the Palisades.
Mangrove Jungle. Yeah, yes. Correct.
Now, if it said jungle owner and shit like that, and you're like, what the fuck's going on here?
Yeah, if that little white boy sweatshirt said monkey owner, and then his shirt says coolest monkey, then we got problems.
There's something about that. So H&M has pulled the sweatshirt. I mean, damage done. They pulled the sweatshirt from here in the States, but they're selling it apparently overseas. The Weeknd has had 2 collections with H&M, and he was shocked. And they were, by the way, very successful. He says, woke up this morning shocked and embarrassed by this photo. I'm deeply offended and will not be working with H&M anymore. Then LeBron posted an edited picture of the boy with the caption, yeah, you got it all wrong. We ain't going for it. Anyway, so this is not going to hurt the H&M brand, because you all will forget about this before Hot Topics is over, unfortunately. And when you want your $12 jeans, you know what I'm saying? Ugh. It's so horrible that we forget to protest. We forget. Quickly. Well, again, I don't know where the boy's parents and or guardians were, or an intern somewhere around there at H&M. The photographer even. Craft services. Somebody could have said something like, hello, Mr. H, Mr. M. This is about to go really left if you don't pull this right now. Everyone's stupid. So now,
My speech echoes a big no to Ethiopian apartheid and presents the anguish and death of voiceless indigenous population, languishing in blood, suffering, insecurity, torture, and life imprisonment in Ethiopia. Sheikh Alamuddin is a part of government plan, and we as indigenous, it's better to die than to give away your respect, your honor, and your property.
I've never called my kid a monkey. I wouldn't call your kids monkeys. Back when I watched Tori and cared, you know, when Tori and Dean were on TV, she would call her kids monkey. And it would always make the hairs on the back of my neck bristle. Like, there's something about that. So H&M has pulled the sweatshirt. I mean, damage done. They pulled the sweatshirt from here in the States, but they're selling it apparently overseas. The Weeknd has had 2 collections with H&M, and he was shocked. And they were, by the way, very successful. He says, woke up this morning shocked and embarrassed by this photo. I'm deeply offended and will not be working with H&M anymore.
You're going to get involved in games that involve jungle animals, but if you're going to specifically choose a campaign where the black child is chosen as the monkey and the white child is chosen as the jungle survivor in a climate of racial tension, you know it's going to have connotations, especially for their parents. I was bullied by a whole class, called a monkey by a whole class when I was going into a class, and it really had an effect. And if that's going to have an effect on me, that's going to have an effect on generations to come, because you're the parent of that child. You can't get away from that.
Then LeBron posted an edited picture of the boy with the caption, yeah, we got us all wrong. We ain't going for it. Anyway, so this is not going to hurt the H&M brand, because you all will forget about this before Hot Topics is over, unfortunately. And when you want your $12 jeans, you know what I'm saying? Ugh. It's so horrible that we forget to protest. You know, we forget. Quickly. Well, again, I don't know where the boys' parents or guardians were, or an inch somewhere around there at H&M. The photographer even. Craft services. Somebody could have said something like hello, Mr. H, Mr. M. This is about to go really left. If you don't pull this right now. Everyone's stupid. So now, yeah.